So in this video, I'm going to talk more about the widgets, which I referenced in the last video. In the last video, though, I had made the widgets from my customized IEP screen. This time I am going to create widgets directly from the home screen. And while I do find it a little bit more cumbersome to create the list widgets from this screen, there are some nice features that you just can't access through the other screen. So for this purposes of this video, I'm going to create a widget by clicking on Add Widget. I'm going to then select List Widget. And then I can choose one of these different items from the list here. And for this video, I'm going to choose Equipment. So equipment referencing SIA equipment for the student. So now I have the list type equipment. I'm going to look at the columns, and the column name is actually going to be in reference to the SIA equipment, the name of the SIA equipment, not the student name. So what I'm going to do is add student name as the other column. Then I'm going to select the school and select the target school, which again for this is going to be Test Elementary. I could add more columns if necessary, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it as the name of the equipment and the student name. And I'm going to hit save. Now you can see in this widget, I have the name of the SIA equipment and the student name. So this information here on the side here is carried over from PowerSchool. So if this equipment is entered into PowerSchool correctly, then it will be brought over to Rise, and you will see that equipment listed on their IEP, and then you can then make this as a reference. So it's really, really nice for resource teachers to keep track of their equipment in their schools, and even for homeroom teachers or classroom teachers that have many students with different devices. From there, I can arrange the widget like I showed in the last video to either make it bigger or have it moved around. Oops, there we go. And now I've customized my home screen with my third list here. The next widget type is the graph widget. So again, I'm going to click on Add Widget, go to Graph Widget, and I'm going to create a graph widget list for IEPs and their status. So what I'm going to do is select IEPs. I'm then going to select pie chart, and I'm going to select for the column, I'm going to click on status. And again, status is referencing which phase of development the IEP is in. I'm going to restrict it again to the school, and you could restrict it to the student as well. But again, this may not give you the information you're looking for. So I always stick with the school, and then you'll select the Test Elementary, and I can hit save. And now I have this beautiful pie chart of which phase of development the IEP is in, the red being the ready for admin review. And if I scroll over that portion of the pie chart, I can see that there's 3 students and there's 9 in the pending status. And any other status type that there may be would be viewed here as well. So if it's ready for review or admin signature or pending revisions, then that would appear as a different color for your reference here. So just a really nice way to sort of visualize which phases of development IEPs are in and how many are in which category. I think this is a really helpful tool for both resource teachers and administrators, and even for classroom teachers to see what IEPs they have and which phase of development they are in. The next widget type is the reference widget. Now, this reference widget really is confined to one sort of piece of data. So I haven't used it much because I find it because it is so, the scope is much narrower. It's just not something that I've found myself very comfortable with or liking very much. So, but by all means, if you find a reason to start using the reference widgets, absolutely explore that. It is a really great way to customize that home screen so that you can access things quickly. The last thing I wanted to mention in this video is unrelated to widgets, but I know is a feature that in eLite many people were, would get frustrated by, which is that you could only have one teacher editing in the IEP software at a time. And if the IEP software, you were logged in and you left it for a while, it would log you out, which is a good feature for security reasons, of course. However, you would then have to start a new session, and sometimes that caused some issues. With Rise, if you do stay in the session and it logs you out, then you don't have to start a new session. You can just log back in again with Google. So you don't have to worry about that. The other thing is that multiple teachers can be editing IEPs at the same time. So you're not going to be locked out if someone else is in. You just want to make sure, though, that if you are editing and someone else is editing at the same time, that you're hitting the save button where applicable. The last part of this conversation, which I think is really interesting as well, is that you can actually have multiple tabs open of Rise at the same time. So unlike eLite, you could not do that. You couldn't have like a reference tab to go in and see maybe the expectations that you were working on, or compare one IEP to another. But with Rise, you are able to have multiple tabs open at a time. So that's just a really nice sort of updated feature for Rise.